A very warm good morning to all of you. Dear students, once again I would like to welcome all of you to a new session of the history class. Today we are going to begin with a new unit, a new chapter, chapter number 8, Forward Bloc and the INA Part 1. Have you ever heard this title INA before? Maybe in your lower classes you might have studied it along with the name of a famous nationalist leader, Subhash Chandra Bose. Yes, dear students, INA is an organization founded by Subhash Chandra Bose during our freedom struggle. So today we are going to discuss about three important points. First one, it is of course about Subhash Chandra Bose. Second one, Forward Bloc, which founded by Subhash Chandra Bose, and finally the third one, the different objectives of Forward Bloc. So these are the three different elements which we are going to discuss in today's class. So without wasting time, let's move to the topic. First of all, we are going to see a small life sketch about Subhash Chandra Bose. Subhash Chandra Bose took birth on 23rd January 1897 at Cuttack in Odisha. So he is basically from Odisha. Once when he completed his education, he had appeared for the Indian Civil Service examination and he got qualified also. Or in other words, he passed Indian Civil Service examination. Do you remember who was the first person qualified Indian Civil Service examination? Yes, his name is Surendranath Banerjee. Same like Surendranath Banerjee, Subhash Chandra Bose also did not want to work under the British. So he resigned from his post. He was not interested to get all the different facilities, reputation and respect from the British because of his qualification. So as a result, he has resigned from his post. And again we can see that during the time of the freedom struggle, according to the movement introduced by Mahatma Gandhi, especially non-cooperation movement and civil disobedience movement, people were asked to resign from their services, especially those people who were entering their service to the British. So all these things influenced Subhash Chandra Bose and he also resigned from his post. Again, he was a man of action. Whenever he got a chance, he organized people and addressed them. And he was there to help any people who were ready to fight for the nation. So he was a man of action. Rather than believing in non-violence activities, he believed in agitation. He believed that only through force, only by taking arms, the people of India can achieve freedom from the British. Believed in agitation. His methods were revolutionary. We have already seen throughout the world in different parts of the country, number of revolutions has taken place, like Russian Revolution, French revolutions, and the revolutions which had broke out in different colonies of the foreign countries. So all those influenced Subhash Chandra Bose, and he also believed in agitation and followed different methods of revolutionary activities. And again, he participated in the non-cooperation movement and civil disobedience movement. So he had given his active participation in these movements which introduced by Mahatma Gandhi. So these were some of the important incidents. And again, he was an active worker, especially for the freedom of the nation. He was not ready to waste his time by following the peaceful measures, because he has seen the early nationalist leaders and the leaders who were controlling Congress, their methods and their activities were peaceful. That means they were following only peaceful measures to strike against the British. But Subhash Chandra Bose was not ready to follow those kinds of peaceful measures because he was knowing those activities are useless, those methods are useless. So he was an active worker who followed or who believed in agitative methods and revolutionary methods. So he was an active worker, and he criticized even Mahatma Gandhi because Gandhiji withdrew the non-cooperation movement. Do you remember because of what incident Gandhiji withdrew this non-cooperation movement? Yes, it was because of the Chauri Chaura incident. We have recently discussed those topics. Because a number of people, they have reacted to the British, they attacked the police station, they set fire on the police station. So all those violent activities were not expected by Mahatma Gandhi. As a result, Gandhiji has withdrawn the non-cooperation movement, and in the case of Subhash Chandra Bose, he was not happy with that. So that's why he criticized Mahatma Gandhi. In 1938, he became the president of the Indian National Congress. In 1938, in Haryana session, Haripura session, he became the president of the Congress. In the same year itself, he has inaugurated the All India National Planning Committee, because he laid stress on national planning, or in other words, he was knowing it very well. Only through proper planning the country can grow further, because the British people have exploited our country and we were not having any other resource which can be used for the growth of our nation. So that's why he had an idea to implement a planning committee, and through planning committee the nation can achieve its growth. So by 1938, when he was the president of the Indian National Congress, he has inaugurated the All India National Planning Committee. Things were quite smooth and good up to 1938. The things has got changed. There were some kinds of disturbance in the Indian National Congress. It was broke out in 1939 at Tirupuri session. What had happened in Tirupuri session? Gandhiji didn't want Bose to stand for re-election as the president. And you know what was the main reason? Because the ideology of both these leaders were entirely different. One person was supporting violence, the other one was not, against violence. Gandhiji was supporting non-violence, Subhash Chandra Bose was in favor of violence. Gandhiji believed in peaceful measures to gain freedom, and Subhash Chandra Bose believed in agitation. So these kinds of an entirely different ideology both these leaders were having, it created a lot of disturbance in the Indian National Congress. Already these thoughts have influenced the members of the Indian National Congress. As a result, two different wings has got formed in Indian National Congress. One wing can be titled as right wing under Gandhiji, and the other wing can be called as left wing, which was under Subhash Chandra Bose. Both their ideologies were entirely different. One group of people were ready to take arms against the British, which was under the leadership of Subhash Chandra Bose. One group of people were ready to follow peaceful measures against the British, which was under Gandhiji's leadership. So these kinds of disturbance took place. Since Subhash Chandra Bose was focusing on agitation and revolutionary methods, Gandhiji was not interested to elect him as the president of the Indian National Congress again. So in 1939, at Tirupuri session, Gandhiji introduced a new candidate as the president of Indian National Congress. Gandhiji's choice was Pattabi Siddaramaiah. So he was the selected member, or he was the choice of Mahatma Gandhi to be elected as the president of Indian National Congress. But Subhash Chandra Bose was not ready to go back. He decided to contest the election, and the result was in favor of Subhash Chandra Bose, which means he won the election, and he became the president of Indian National Congress again in 1939 for the second time. And in the case of Mahatma Gandhi, he felt it something like an insult to himself. So Gandhiji didn't like it and considered it as his own defeat. We have already seen in the case of Dandi March, the leaders of Indian National Congress, the working committee members, they met Gandhiji at Sabarmati Ashram and given all the leadership powers to Gandhiji and asked him to begin a movement against the British. And in the case of Quit India movement, Gandhiji was the main leader of Indian National Congress during that time. And when Gandhiji's candidate failed in the election of the president, especially 1939 at Tirupuri session, Gandhiji considered it as his own defeat. When Gandhiji declared it as his own defeat, 13 members resigned from the working committee. So in the core committee there were a number of members, and out of those members, 13 members, they have resigned from the working committee in order to show their support towards Gandhiji. And the remaining members, the remaining working committee members, they have requested to the president to nominate a working committee according to the wish of Gandhiji. So when these kinds of incident took place in the Indian National Congress, those people who supported Bose, they reconfirmed their confidence in Gandhiji. That means those people who supported Subhash Chandra Bose to become the president of the Indian National Congress in 1939 Tirupuri session, they have reconfirmed, they have changed their decision and has decided to support Mahatma Gandhi. Once when they support a person, they have to oppose the other one. So the same thing happened, they opposed Bose. Just imagine, in the beginning these people were supporting Subhash Chandra Bose, but when Mahatma Gandhi taken such a decision, that means when he had considered it as his own defeat, the people who were supporting Subhash Chandra Bose also withdrawn their support and they have confirmed their confidence to Mahatma Gandhi. So they opposed Subhash Chandra Bose. It created a deadlock between Gandhiji and Bose. So finally a gulf had formed between the two different wings of Indian National Congress, the right wing and the left wing. Right wing under Gandhiji and the left wing under Subhash Chandra Bose. And this working committee was not supporting, or the working committee was not allowing the president and their people to function. As a result, by 1939, April 29th, Subhash Chandra Bose resigned from his presidency. So these are the main events, or these are the main incidents which had taken place in the life of Subhash Chandra Bose as a member of Indian National Congress. So again, from here they have decided to go to two different directions. Two different directions means mainly they have got differentiation in the case of their methods, in their tactics to take part in the Indian national movement. So here we are going to see about the forward bloc. So as I have already told you, forward bloc is founded by Subhash Chandra Bose. There was a reason behind it. Bose wanted to organize the left wing party in the Congress. As I have already told you, left wing party who were having some same ideology of Subhash Chandra Bose, who were having faith in agitation, who were having belief in revolutionary methods. There were such a small group of people were there in the Indian National Congress, and the Subhash Chandra Bose wanted to organize those people in the Congress. So in order to boost or in order to encourage those members and their ideology, he has founded a new party in 1939 May 3rd, and this party is being, or this particular group of people who were working under the Indian National Congress but having a very different ideology, is being known as Forward Bloc. So when you hear about Forward Bloc, don't think that they were something entirely different from Indian National Congress. They were acted as an independent organization. Of course not. They were working under the Indian National Congress because they were the left wing in the Congress party. So the speciality is that they were having a very different ideology from Mahatma Gandhi. They were having faith in agitation and revolutionary methods. That's only difference. A group which functioned under the Indian National Congress. That is the Forward Bloc, who were having a very different concept. Okay, now we are going to see about the different objectives of Forward Bloc. They were having two different objectives. First one is immediate objective. Second one is other objectives. Immediate objectives, which means on which they were having primary concern. What was that? Liberation of India with the support of workers, peasants, youth and different organizations. Freedom of the country with the support of workers, peasants, youth and different organizations, because they were also focusing on mass involvement, or the number of people who are taking part in the movement should be high. So mass participation was their aim. Liberation of our country or freedom of our country with the support of all different sections and sectors of the society. So that was their immediate objective. And their main other objectives were like reorganization of agriculture and industry on socialist ideas. What is socialist idea? In socialist idea, you know what is the speciality? All the people in the society will be treated and considered equally. Equality is the main concept of socialist ideas. There were not differentiation between rich, poor, owner, servant, employee, worker. So there will be no such kinds of concern. All the people will be treated equally. So that is the socialist idea. So he considered, or this forward bloc was having a concept to reorganization or reconstruction of agriculture and industry in every field. In every different field there should be implemented the socialist ideas. So that was the first objective of forward bloc. Then again, abolish zamindari system. There should not be landlord and there should not be the worker, because rather everybody should be treated equally. Abolish zamindari system. They were focusing on zamindari system. It was just because during that time zamindari system was so rigid and so powerful. So these zamindars were very rich and were having a very great influence in the British administration. So these things were under the consideration of these members who were working under forward bloc, and that's why they have demanded for abolition of zamindari system. Second objective. And the third one is new monetary and credit system, which means the making of money, how to handle it, how to share it with the people, how the people can make money, all these different kinds of which are related to economic structure, whether in the agricultural field or in the industry field, wherever it is, there should be proper on a new monetary, new economic policy like. Okay, those kinds of systems should be implemented. So these were the three main objectives of forward bloc. But their immediate objective was to the liberation of our country with the support of all the different sections and sectors of the society. So these are the main objectives of forward bloc. So dear students, we are winding up today's class here, and in the upcoming class we are going to continue with the same topic, but some of the other elements which are related to the same topic. Other elements means like the formation of Indian National Army. Then again we will be seeing the contribution of Subhash Chandra Bose, and finally the different objectives of Indian National Army. So these are the three different points which we will be discussing in the next class. So I just want to wind up today's class here, and I hope you have got a very clear picture about it. Along with the notes, please watch this video once or twice for better understanding. So we will meet again in a new video or in a new class. Till then, I just want to take a leave. So I am signing off from today's class. Thank you.